Hi Shah Rukh, we just had Karan here in the morning and now you're sitting here. He's come up with his memoirs. Yours has been in the making for 10 years. What would yours be called?
Mine was called...
Was called?
I don't know, I'll tell you why. It was called 20 Years of a Decade. I had thought when I had finished 10 years in the film industry, if I did, it would seem like I've crammed 20 years of experience in 10 years. So I thought it was a very smart title. Now I'm 25 years. So if I write 20 years of 25 years, it will seem less. So I'll have to write 50 years of 25 years, which doesn't have the same ring as 20 years of a decade. So I'm still writing it. And and Karan's done his book. I was there at the launch and I hear some other people also doing it. I just have more memories than most of the people, so mine is taking a bit long.
You live your life very openly. You're one of those stars who kind of say, "Chalo, aa jao mere ghar pe. Jo main hu, I'm a star." You choose to give out what you want, but you do live your life openly. What would be in there that we'd be, as a person, I don't mean the gossip stuff, but as a person, what would you reveal that we wouldn't know about you, do you think?
I think the only thing it will reveal is that how I've dealt with times when I'm not happy, which most of us have experiences of, with a certain sense of humor and enjoyed my life in spite of it. There is nothing else new in the book. As a matter of fact, there is a disclaimer in the beginning that if you really bought this book to hear about gossip or whet your sexual appetite, you will find it more in Reader's Digest than in this book. So please don't do it. Just if you just want to see where I planted the roses in my garden, read it. You don't like it, there's a section of jokes in it. If you get bored with the book, you can just read the jokes, which I'll keep updating now with the internet.
No, I never know when you're talking seriously, when you're making fun
honest.
of me. No, but I know you're being honest, but I don't know which bit is like, you just mock.
I don't think, I'll be honest, I'll tell you what, my children perhaps know my life. Or they've seen it, sussed it, felt it. And I think the book is for them, that they should know that Dad was still happy when he was unhappy. So I think it's important for them to read it. So it's not meant for others, it's not going to teach you anything. And
I love that. That just taught me so much. You're still happy when you're unhappy because at your core you're happy,
yeah,
right?
My kids should know that a lot of instances which may have seemed so serious to them and affected them. When they read the book, they'll be happy to know that I finally could see it with a sense of humor and I'm happy about it. It didn't mean so much. It wasn't a scar in my soul.
So your two older kids, we just talked about your kids, so are sort of on the cusp of, making career choices, deciding what they want to do with life and stuff. How would you explain to them, or what would you say that, how do you keep your dream alive? Because you've managed to keep it alive for more than, 30 years, the same burning dream, but it's hard. How do you keep it alive if you don't have success, let's say?
I think even with success or without success, the only way to keep your dream alive is find pleasure in small things. This littlest of things. If you start looking after the big things, then you're just managing your success.
You mean example?
Like I actually would have said it also today. I didn't get a chance to say it. I was having fun. But like I was explaining it to my team, that the process of creativity, at the end of it all, the process of creativity is the most important to me. Now, please don't judge it by, that person is more serious, his creativity means more, or this one does a more telling film. It's just creative. All of us are creative in our own way. And 25 years working in films, I have to be a little creative. I must be. But to me, it's an amazing high. Just like today in the morning, and that's why I wrote it. I made this house with Lego with my son. So outstandingly, with the little one. It was so beautiful. I think today and for the next 2 days, I don't need to do anything more creative. I'm so happy with that house that we made. It was so strange. It had a bird upside down on top. The flowers were growing inside out. And it didn't look like any house I'd seen. But he thought it was the most beautiful house. And I think it's the most beautiful house. And it was extremely creative. If I release it commercially, it'll flop. But it was extremely creative.
Well, maybe not.
Maybe not. But
the new generation is all about crazy and creative. And
yeah. I don't think so. I think at the end of it all, you have to tell everyone, like I said in the speech, that it's your aspiration, your expectations of the icon, successful person, successful book, successful anchor. They just want to see that in that person. So it's not about just your truth. It's about the truth that you reflect of the people who are watching. You actually do are working at the end of it all, how much ever creative you are. And those who don't, they will succumb. They will succumb. They will just kind of be, not niche is the wrong word to say, but they won't find enough creative freedom. You got to do it. I learned it very early, about 8-10 years into films. Then my creativity is dependent on the aspirations and expectations of the other people. And I need to somehow, that's more creative, You know, I'm supposed to take you, take all of you and say, okay, this is what you want to see. I'm going to be that. And I think I'll just tell my children the same thing.
But are they going to go into the film industry? Because the way you're saying, I know you're talking about creativity in general, but the way you were so specific about it right now, is that?
No, I would only, because I can only talk about creativity.
Right.
But I think my son wants to learn how to make films, so he's working at USC for 4 years, and that was his own thought. I never told him. I've not called him on my sets. The first time in his life he came on my set now was about 2 months back to learn lighting from the cinematographer.
Oh, he wants to be on the other side.
He wants to learn how to make films. He writes a bit, which is nice. And my daughter wants to act. But I have a small, simple rule in my house. You need to be minimal qualification of a graduate before you even think of coming and learning from anywhere. So go out, do some theatre, finish your schooling, finish your college, as it's called in India, and then study for a couple of 2 years about acting. Don't try to learn it from
Why is this
me.
important? Because in the end of the day, if she's going to be in front of the screen, isn't life lessons more important than going to a college and learning about something that she may never use?
But life lessons from who?
From being in a career or from...
No, the life lessons will, if she gets into the field that I already am in,
Yeah.
and correct me if I'm wrong, because then I'll call her back from school. I miss her. But if she's to learn life lessons, it comes into my field, somewhere, even without wanting, even though I would like to avoid it, the life lessons will permeate onto her through me. And I've already done it. Why you want to learn from something that has already been seen, been there, done that? Find something new beyond. I'm not saying go beyond me and learn and come back and all only. I don't think she needs this kind of a shadow over her.
Right.
So go out and you know, let me tell you, when you go to a school, you go to college, failure and passing, bad treatment, good treatment, happy days, bad days, sad days that happen in a school and college are, I think, really important life lessons.
Oh, I agree. I was just wondering why.
But bringing them on a set and saying, okay, this is Shah Rukh Khan's daughter, I think she will, as a matter of fact, less life lessons, because they will treat her like a star's daughter, star's daughter.
Yeah, that's
and
fine.
that, and that I don't think is cool. I think she should just go and be treated normally in school, college, by teachers. You know, I'd like her to go up and prove her worth as an actor to someone. I think she's a great actor. I think she's a very good actor.
Already? Yeah.
I think she's a good actor, if she really likes it. And if the passion is retained in the next 2-3 years, come and act.
So-
Abram is already at it.
What are you doing different with Abram as a parent, as a father, that you didn't get to do with your older two?
Nothing at all. My son and daughter were here a month back, the older ones, and they said, this is like deja vu. You're doing exactly what
I mean, you were that involved even then?
Oh,
You're
yeah.
quite involved with Abram. We get to see it, right?
I have no other interest in life. People find it very strange. And you know, the point you said that I let people come and talk to me, it's because I don't want them to find out the personal me. So if you tell them a lot, they say, "Itna sara mil gaya, to abhi kya puchna usse?" But there is only one interest I have in life, genuinely, is to play with children. I love kids, and not in the nice patsy. No, I just love kids. I like being around them, and I have 3 of them. So I've really had some amazing times with them. So I finish acting, I meet the world head on, good, bad, ugly of the day. Then I go back home and do exactly what the kids do the whole day round. My team has to pull me out of the house. Like even today, I should have come a little earlier, but I told Pooja that listen, I'm with Abram. He's not letting
I'm
me go.
making Lego.
Yeah,
I'm
Lego.
making the most beautiful
I
house
would have
there's
gotten
ever
here.
going to be.
I'd rather be with my children than any place else. I mean, that's the only thing I'd rather do more than acting.
So I will not keep you from your children. Please go back to your children, finish that Lego masterpiece, and maybe bring it back for us.
He's gone to sleep now. I'll wake him up in the middle of the night.
I bet God you'll be happy about that.
No, that's okay. Nobody comes in the between me and my children.
Oh.
I'm very tough like that. Can you cut this out of the interview so she doesn't hear this?